with my presentation, and trust me, this topic is going to help you a lot in your lives. This is one of the best presentations that I've ever given on the stage, and it is about how you can make any stranger in your life, trust me guys, any stranger in your life fall in love with you. Because do you know, it's the most difficult thing to impress a stranger. And trust me, I'm telling this truth, we all are fools. We all are fools. I'm not telling you, we all are fools. Because from my childhood, I have been taught one thing, that I should not talk to a stranger. I should not go and talk to a stranger. It was the biggest myth that I have ever carried in my life, throughout my life, till my maturity level. But do you know, every stranger brings an opportunity, a new opportunity in your life. And trust me, this opportunity is going to make you in your life. And trust me, this is one of the go and talk love in your life. Sometimes what we do is we receive a call and we just check the number is not there in our contact list, we disconnect the call. But trust me, it can be an opportunity for you. So this presentation is going to tell you how you can build that connection, build that bonding, build that relationship, and how you can talk to a stranger. Trust me, conversation is one of the biggest thing that I've ever seen in my life. With this, I have also started my life. Today, wherever I'm standing, it is because of conversation skills that I have. And do you trust me? Conversations can even make wars and can even bring peace. Just like if you have a wrong conversation, it can begin a war. And if you have a right conversation, it can even solve the biggest problem in this world. So just by conversation, you can make connections. And trust me, every conversation is just like a metal link. You are just creating a link. And we all have a dream in our life that we want to become one of the person who is getting admired by the people, who is getting noticed by the people. But without conversation, it is not possible. Without conversation, you cannot do that, because every conversation is like a metal link. It is just like a link you are creating in your life. And as much conversations you will put into that link becomes stronger, as seen in the picture. So trust me, how to make a conversation effective and memorable. This PPT is going to share one of the best tips that I've collected to how you can make a conversation effective and memorable by a stranger. So the word stranger is very much common. So now let's begin. Communication is equal to convincing. Do you know what my job is, what my role over MMDC is? I just have to call a person and I just get 5 to 10 minutes to convince a person on a call that I am his or her best friend. They can share their feelings with me. They can share the emotions with me, and I have to make them believe that I'm one of the best person. I'm one of the best friends they ever had in their life. So this is what I have to do. And what I have to do, I have to do all these things in just 5 to 10 minutes. So my conversation should be so effective that I can convince the person that I am the best friend of their life. So what is the first thing? The first thing is, the first word that you speak is like a floodgates. Many times what we do is we have a word in our mind, we have a word in our neck, in our voice. But what it happens, it just steps in our neck, and it moves up and down. We cannot speak that word, but you won't believe, this is one of the best thing that I've ever applied in my life. And through that, I have made so much of connections I've just made by speaking the first word in my life. So what you have to do, you just have to gather all the energy, all the enthusiasm, and you just have to have a smile on your face, and you just have to say a hi to everyone. And a hi, a hello, a hey can actually start a conversation. And what we do, we actually stop this floodgates. And trust me, the first word that you utter from your mouth, a hi, a hello, or a hey, starts the conversation. So always try to speak the first word you have in your mind. What the worst can happen? That person will not talk to you. Does it matters? You have to take a chance. You have to speak the first word, and that's how a conversation starts. So the second tip, skip small talks. Trust me, guys, people are getting bored of the old small talks. How are you? What's going on? Do you like this thing? Stop all these things. People don't like the same old arsenal, same old question. People are getting frustrated. People are getting bored of these things. And do you know what is the tip? Ask a personal question. Yes, many times we think that asking a personal question can end my conversation. But trust me, people love to share their feelings. If you ask them a personal question, trust me, people love to share it. Just ask them, just take a chance and ask them, where are you from? Do you like your family? Do you have good friends? Do you like any of the girl in your life? And trust me, the person in front of you will start speaking. Do you know why? Because every person looks for their soulmate with whom they can share their feelings. And if you can do that, trust me, your conversation is going to become so effective and wonderful that the front person will always give you a call to talk to you. And that's what my team always do as MMDC partners, as accountability partners. So sorry to open up the secret to all my partners. I hope they are not angry with me. So moving ahead with my presentation, that is really start the big talks, the important ones. Talk about what is your favorite food? What is your favorite movie? What is the favorite destination you want to visit when you get a holiday? What are the best books that you have ever read? Do you like a girl, as I've told earlier? And trust me, it might be surprising for you, but it's true. People love to get into personal things very fastly. So now the third tip, find the me toos. What this me toos is. For example, just imagine if I've started a conversation like this. Do you like Delhi? And the front person has told, yes, I like Delhi. And I've told, no, I don't like Delhi because it has so much of pollution. It has so much of traffic and it has a high rate of criminal activities. Do you think the conversation is going to start or the conversation is going to end? Because people don't like debates, my friend. People like to talk. So never convert your conversations into debate. Find the me toos. What are the me toos? Do you like a tea? Do you like to have a coffee with me? Do you like the beach? Or you want to go to some places? And trust me, if you land with a person on the same page, if you have the common points in both of you. For example, if I will ask someone over here that do you like tea or coffee, trust me, everyone is going to connect to me. Why? Because it is a common and a similar point everyone is having. So as a conversation specialist or as a communicator, I should know that what are the me toos the people are having. What are the similar points? What are the page that I have to land on with the people I am having the conversation? So always try to have the me toos, my friend. Now the fourth tip, pay a unique compliment. And trust me, it is very important. Once I remember that once I was talking to Amit sir and he was telling me one of the best things he had ever read in his life, and I gave him a compliment. That's so wonderful. What the knowledge you have. And Amit sir has scolded me on that. That stop boring me. I have listened this many times in my life. If you go to Aishwarya Rai and if you tell her that, ma'am, you are looking so beautiful, do you think Aishwarya Rai will give a smile to you? No, my friends, this is again a myth because people have listened the same compliments thousand times in their life. You're awesome, cool, beautiful. Trust me, people hate this type of compliments. People hate the common compliments. So please try to avoid this. But in spite of that, you can give a rightful feedback. What you can give? A rightful feedback, a genuine feedback, what you really feel. If I'm talking to a person and if I'm telling him or her that I love how when you smile, trust me, the movement I use, this particular compliment, the front person is going to smile. His nose, his cheeks, his forehead, the whole person will start smiling because it is an unique and a genuine feedback that I've given, that I'm seeing over over a video call or something in front of me. If I'm talking to a person on a call, what is the best compliment that I can give to him or her? So the way you speak, the voice is so good. And I'm damn sure this will be an unique compliment. This will be one of the best compliments. This should not be a common one. So rightful feedback can actually take your conversation ahead. Now the fifth, always ask for an opinion. What people usually do, and this is a common mistake that I've always seen in my life, that people don't ask for an opinion. People just be in a hurry of telling their particular point and they move on. But trust me, guys, ask for an opinion, because opinion street for conversation. As I've many times I've told in my presentations, that communication is not a one-way street. It is a two-way street. You have to give and you have to take. But if you are not asking for an opinion, trust me, you're just creating a bigger problem for you. And opinion, don't ask opinion on a hard land. Ask opinion on an easy land. If I'm talking to all of you, if I'm having a conversation with all of you right now over here, and if I will start a conversation and if I will ask an opinion that, do you think GST is one of the best things that have been implemented by the Indian government? Do you think the petrol rates in Dubai is really raising because of inflation in the economy? Trust me, you will not be able to give your opinion, because no one wants to get fail in their first conversation. Do you like to fail? Do you like to get fail in your first conversation that you have? Trust me, you won't like it. So what I can do, I can ask for an opinion that is on easy lands. For example, if I can ask opinion, do you like PUBG? Trust me, all the youth in front of me will connect to me and give their opinion. PUBG is one of the best games. So I always used to play PUBG for 2 to 3 hours in my life. If I will go to Satya sir and if will ask opinion on a very good thing like farming, do you think farming is a helpful sector in Indian economy? Trust me, Satya sir is going to connect with me. Why? Because it is an easy land for him to give an opinion on. So always try to ask opinion on easy lands. Don't make the person fail in your first conversation. Always try to make it success for both of you. So the fifth is, what people usually do is, when I usually talk with some persons, I have noticed it, because before joining MMDC, I was working with a call center, and I have many times I've noticed my colleagues, my comrades doing this, that when they are speaking to a customer, they are just speaking on the calls and they are replying on chats to their personal messages. They are writing something, they are studying something, they are playing games on mobiles. And trust me, if you won't pay attention, the conversation cannot become good. Why? Because you have to reply. So you should always be an active listener. I have told this several times. You should be an active listener, but don't listen to reply. Listen to listen. Listen to understand the front person. If someone is talking on their personal problems, don't just listen to reply. Yes, sir, I know, I do understand, I do understand. Every time giving a reply is not good, my friends. For example, you are hearing 6 points from a person you are having a conversation with. You just have to keep mum in the first 5 points, and at the sixth point, you have to give the reply that, yes, sir, I understand your pain point. I understand your feelings. And trust me, all the things that you have told me right now, it is so emotional, and I really got connected with all of your points. So don't listen to reply, always listen to understand. So you should have this in your mind. And the sixth is, be present. Again, what people do is, they are not present while they are talking to someone. As I've told in the earlier slide, people usually do multitasking. People think that they are over smart. People think that they are very genius and they can do multitasking at a time. They can listen to people, they can reply to the people, they can work on their WhatsApp chats, they can work on their games, they can work on their works, everything at a time. But trust me, it's not going to happen like that. You have to be present in the conversation that you're having. You have to focus, you have to listen, you have to understand, and then you have to reply them, then you have to give the feedback, then you have to give the compliment. So everything is related to being present in the conversation that you are having. So listen carefully, just be there. And trust me, it is one of the wonderful things that you can ever do in your life while having a conversation with somebody. I usually prefer to be the one of the most important points for me, because I usually do this. When I have a conversation with someone over here, and when they are talking to me, I just listen very carefully to them. I just be there in that conversation. So you should be there in that conversation, because you have to remember it's your conversation. So the seventh thing, the most important thing that many people fail to do is name, place, animal thing. So I remember we all have played this game in our childhoods, and trust me, it was so interesting game. And this game is somehow related to make your conversation effective. Do you know how? For example, if I'm talking to Satya sir for the 18th time in my life, and if I'm calling him, or if I'm receiving a call from him, and I'm just saying, oh, Satya sir, or you're Saurav, just because both the names start from S, I'm getting confused. I've not remembered who that person is. Who that person is. You have to remember every minute detail. What was his favorite color? What was that person's favorite movie is? Where that person loves to spend time? Who is the best person that front person is having in his or her life? So you have to remember every minute detail. And why? Because you should know who the person is. And if you won't know, if you are not able to understand that if you're not remembering the minute details, you cannot start a conversation, or you cannot have a conversation with someone, because you have to find content over that time. And I usually do this thing. Trust me, I usually do this thing. And after this, maybe many of the members will not connect to me, but trust me, my friends, I usually do this. I have every minute detail of every member in MMP, and that's what make my conversations very effective. And that's why people love to talk these type of persons who remember their name. The name is very important, right? Whenever I call them, I just pick up their name. Hi Satya sir, how are you? How is your life going on? Are you good with your health? So this is the way I have to start. So if I have not remembered that person's minute details, how can I know that person? And trust me, conversations are one of the best things you can have in your life. Every conversation is a metal link that you're creating. And you can create a very big web of connections if you know how to have a conversations with someone. And one of the most important thing that I want to tell you is every person is a book, my friends. I am a book, Amit sir is a book, Satya sir is a book. And do you know, conversation has a secret, that in a conversation, if you're talking to a person, that person is just like a book. Imagine that person is just like a book, and you can turn any chapter you want. You can turn to the next page wherever you want. You can skip the chapters. You can take out the interesting points if you know how to have a conversation with someone. And trust me, conversations are one of the beautiful thing, one of the best thing you can ever have in your life. And if you know how to have a conversation, you can earn many success points in your life just by being a very good communicator. So with this, I end up my PPT, and I hope you all have got many points regarding how you can make a stranger fall in love with you, how you can start a conversation, how you can make a conversation effective. So with this, I end up my PPT, and thank you very much for all of you for being with us, being with me over here. And thank you very much, Amit sir, and to all the members for giving me this stage once again. So now I would like to pass the mic to Saurabh to carry on the meeting.